And welcome to ControllerHogZ with a brand new series for you. Going with the Long Dark Tales from the Far Territory DLC, and with the brand new, update to the DLC just dropped last week. We're going to be starting a brand new series to get all the new content. So we'll be doing survival mode. Starting a new run. Like to use custom rules. So we'll be starting off with actually baseline. I'll set that to medium, but the rest of all will be at interloper equivalent.
And for the people like me that don't know what that means.
And so basically interloper is pretty much the hardest difficulty level in the Long Dark, as the harshest weather, the most dangerous wildlife, and the least amount of loot available. Here, if you're wanting to roll with the same settings I have, I'm going to put the code up on here right now. You can take a screenshot of that, copy it over, and try your own game with these settings if you dare. So there you go. And now we're going to go back and go ahead and confirm.
I'm typically an easy experience first guy, just so I know how the game goes, and then I eventually slowly start cranking up the difficulty, just to see if I can.
Yeah, and what I'm going to do for this one is going to start at a random location, because I generally, other than the Far Territories, which I haven't, the newest Far Territories map at the mine, I have not yet seen that. So when I get into that in this run, that'll probably be my first, you'll be experiencing my first reaction to that along with me. For this one, though, I'll start random, so that way, until I recognize the landmark, I won't necessarily know where I am at first. Now, my previous run I'm doing off camera, I chose the female, so for this one I'll go with the male survivor. Now I'll choose a couple of feats. Allow myself 2 or maybe 3. Go with Blizzard Walker so I don't get slowed as much by wind. And Cold Fusion, that's going to be critical.
Oh, yeah.
And could do Efficient Machine, but I think I'll limit myself to 2, so want to reduce the slowing effects of walking into the wind, because that's just annoying, and then Cold Fusion, because otherwise survival odds will be pretty low. And what this does is gives you a permanent +2 bonus to your feels like air temperature. Which
yeah, well, I was about to ask, what was the one wing on the shoe?
And then,
just out of curiosity,
this one or this one? Blizzard Walker.
The one immediately to the.
Oh, this one.
The one right next to the Snow Walker.
Which one? This one? Or this one?
No. The one with the wing, that one, Free Runner. Okay, that's what it is.
Snow Walker.
Less sprinting. Hey, that's useful too.
Yeah, it is, but create a rule here. I'm limiting myself to 2 perks for this one, so I've got the 2 I want. So we're going to confirm.
Okay.
And we'll name this one Hogs. And we'll name this one Hogs1. And now this one here, for those of you who are not familiar with the Long Dark, is an Iron Man game, meaning there's no respawns. If we die, we got to start over with a brand new run and a brand new set of spawns. Ooh. So, yeah, shit's about to get real here. So basically what the Long Dark is, it's a wilderness survival game. There's 2 modes to it. One is story mode, which we can do that in a separate, let's play, probably do that on the channel when episode 5 has come out to share that experience with you firsthand. But for now, what we're in is survival mode, which is kind of a sandbox mode where we, see how long we can survive. And with that, we'll now see where we spawn in.
Hmm.
So far, oh, this is going to be a tough one, I think. Because this,
I mean, on the one hand, a lot of firewood, but on the other hand, I don't want to jump down into that.
yeah. And I think I know where we are, actually, because this terrain is pretty distinct with these little slot canyons like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Not a good place.
it's going to be a challenging start. Let's just say that.
Ooh.
Okay, well, we're right at the exit, so not as challenging as I might have thought, but this
Well, that's
region.
convenient.
But now we're into Timberwolf Mountain, and this is, well, at one point it was the coldest region in the game. Now it's the second coldest with, a region that I visited on an off-camera run called Forsaken Airfield, which we will be eventually getting to in this run when I'm geared up enough to be able to survive that region. And
Still don't seem to be the starting location. That's just my hot take. Well, there's no heat here.
Yeah. So, fortunately, there is a lot of good loot here once I can get the right tools to access it. And in the meanwhile, my main goal is just to get the hell out of here before I freeze to death. Because it is cold.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who are not familiar with the Long Dark, the way it works is we got, 5 meters on the bottom left. The one with the thermometer thing in it, that's our temperature. Next one over is our sleep meter. Then it's water and then food. And the bar at the bottom is our overall condition. If that condition reaches 0, then we die. The one that just appeared here is our sprint meter, which goes down when you're sprinting and then recovers when you're just walking. And what's happened right now is our temperature meter has just hit 0. So we've just gone into hypothermia risk. And the way that works is I'll be losing my main condition bar continuously until I warm up.
Can you start a fire where you're at, or would you rather get somewhere else?
Oh, that's a good
You'd rather get somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if I had some tools and some fire starting materials, that could have been a meal right there. Well, actually, I should probably gather these, because I might need them. And it's better to have them and not need them than to need them and not have them.
Yeah. Yeah. Do those start fires for you? What
those do is you can convert them into a old man's beard wound dressing, and what that does, it acts as a antiseptic that helps prevent potentially fatal infections if you get any kind of bleeding wound that comes with an infection risk attached to it.
Did you get anything out of that bag you searched?
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't find anything in it. But what I'm looking for right now is this cave here, open to find some goodies in it. Probably won't warm up in it. That would be asking for too much. Oh, that is something we were looking for. A hatchet. Oh, it's good condition too. Oh, and a bedroll. That's another thing we needed.
And a fireplace.
Oh yeah, burned out campfire. Can get some charcoal from it. Some firewood.
Can you start it up so you can warm back up, or not quite?
Let's check. I do not have any matches, so I cannot start fires.
Oh,
And ouch, some
well, shoot.
really brutal clothing. So what I
Mm-hmm.
can do is lay this
Not
out.
not quite
It's not going to be good
inventory
enough.
yet.
So only choice I have right now is to head up out of this canyon.
Can you go? Can you go back and get anything off of that deer while you're still close enough to it, or was it not wise yet?
Well, it's not a good idea yet. It's better to just leave it
Okay.
where it is for now, because it's frozen solid.
Okay.
It's not
What
going
about with that?
anywhere unless
Right.
I
What
go
about
and touch it.
the
And
jet engine?
that there's some stuff there, but unless with the tools I have right now, I can't do anything with it, and there's a potential to run into a wolf in that area. So, armed with only rocks to throw, I would rather not have to deal with a wolf. When I could fend it off with a
Right.
hatchet, but that would mean, taking a few wolf bites in the process. And this is one of the
Uh-huh.
touches of this game that I like is where your footprints stay. Although I don't really want to head. Wait.
I was about to say, unless you're heading back towards that deer.
Yeah, that was actually what I was making sure of, because I suddenly realized I was getting a little bit disoriented for a moment there. But yeah, also there are wolves about, because I did hear one howling just a moment ago. Yeah, now we're getting into frostbite risk. Definitely got to get a move on.
Yeah.
And find someplace warm to thaw the F out.
Yeah. At least something above 40 degrees. At least something
inside.
above 40 degrees inside.
Yeah, or in this case, you need to get. I'm actually on Celsius, so if we're able to get above 0 degrees, feels like, then we'll be in pretty good shape.
I keep forgetting we use two different metric systems when it comes to measurements.
Rose hips. Those could come in handy.
Berries? Ah.
Rose hips are something you can use in certain cooking ingredients, as well as making rosehip tea, which can function as a
warms you up.
It warms you up. It gives you some calories. Gives you some water. It also functions as a makeshift painkiller if you can't find any, pharmaceutical ones. I keep seeing that little thing, right over there beside the index finger, and thinking that's a rabbit standing still. But no, it's just a piece of that log poking up out of the snow.
Ah.
Oh, and we got a bear.
Before the bare necessities. Bare necessities is what we need right now.
Yeah. Just not Yogi.
Go behind you. What was that behind you? I saw something brown. Didn't look like a bear.
I think that's just. I think that's the most. I think that's the most dangerous creature in the game, the stump wolf.
Oh.
I keep hearing these like weird thudding sounds nearby. And oh, that looks like that's a fishing hut. If we had some fishing tackle, we could do a little ice
Any
fishing.
supplies there potentially?
There usually are some decent supplies in those places. And now this is a good find. Some birch bark that can function both as a
fire starter.
Yep, as kindling to start a fire. Or alternatively, you can also function as restorative, tea that helps you to recover your condition a little bit more quickly. Oh, that'll be helpful.
Careful, it's Crystal Lake. Crystal Lake,
Cup of
watch out
Joe.
for any. Huh.
What's this? Have to make canyon before dark. Howling
Have to make the
night. Memento. Him telling us about
You
the
could
place
probably
we
use that
just.
as a fire starter, maybe.
Yeah, telling us about the place we just came from. Yes, thank you for the tip. I'll definitely take that under advisement. Now,
Mm-hmm.
oh, looks like the deer got spooked by the bear. But I don't think you want to keep running this direction.
Ooh.
Because see what's over there? Next to my index finger? You just disappeared into some
little trail. That looks like a creek. Frozen creek.
Yeah. There's also somebody, see right next to my index finger? That little, should be just like a little line moving around.
Yeah, some kind of fuzzy.
Might see it better now that he's out on the ice. That's Mr. Wolf.
Yeah, four-legged. Oh, so... Oh, hut. Please let there be a match.
That's the hope. There'll be some matches in here. Certainly isn't enough warmth. Flare, that could be useful.
Ooh.
Journal. You can read this later. I'll just leave it on there in case any of you want to pause the video and read it right now. The one thing that we need more than anything else, which is matches. Without those...
Yeah, got plenty of stuff to start it with. Just not that little bit of spark.
Another hint.
Next to...
Warning us of the two places... Notifying us of the two places we've already visited. Oh, these are some useful things.
Uh-huh.
Our first jacket. The crappiest kind around, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, actually with the bed bonus, we can actually warm up.
Ah. That's good. That's very good.
Yeah.
Off the hypothermia.
Yeah. Clearing up the hypothermia and frostbite risk.
That's good.
The fact that we've run out of water, though, isn't good. Oh, whetstone. I definitely don't want to leave that behind. Lantern. Yeah, I definitely want that.
Oop.
Oh, there we go. There's some matches. Not a moment too soon. We need water and we need warmth.
Plus, with that little fishing hut there, could potentially get something.
Yeah, except I don't have any fishing tackle. I wonder, do I have a torch? No, I don't have a torch, sadly.
Fair point, but still.
So, just going to have to take my chances on 60% chance of success. Are we going to be lucky today? Or is XCOM going to be smiling in our faces? Okay.
Hopefully lucky.
Next step will be having to convert a stick into some tinder plugs. Well, we continue to slowly die of dehydration, or not so slow. Oh, good. All right. Got ourselves a recycled can, so we can make ourselves at least a little bit of water.
Refreshments.
She could also eat this. That gives us a little bit of water back, as well as some calories. Ah, thank God. There we go.
There's a stick.
All right. Things are starting to look a little bit up now. These will
refreshing.
Get myself a little bit of extra wood while we're at it. I want to get as much water as I can from this fire.
Right.
Especially considering it took 2 matches to get it going.
How many matches do you have left?
10. Until I can find some more.
Well, 10 is better than...
I've got one more batch of water going. And we should probably head down off the mountain. So I need one more stick to get this in the water done. Yeah, because I don't really want to be spending the night up here and having to deal with potentially waking up in the middle of the night freezing. Because this isn't the warmest of shelters. Oh, and it's already starting to snow. As I said, this is going to be a rather difficult start. And that was no joke, because we're down to half health already, just from beelining it from where we started to here. And one thing that a lot of veteran interloper players will do is what's called the starvation tactic for early survival, where they'll let themselves go into starvation during the day and then just eat at night to recover their health. Well, with health set to low none recovery, you can't really do that, especially right now. We've lost too much condition from the cold. So
yeah,
I think you need to be relying on either finding enough food or finding the means of hunting for enough food to keep ourselves fed pretty well, continuously for now. If we recover enough condition and we're still not well enough set up to pick up enough food to keep up with our hunger needs, we can always revisit the starvation method briefly here and there as needed when we've got the condition to handle it. But we're not in that spot now. My goal right now is to get to a place called Pleasant Valley, which is still not going to be out of the woods yet. That's still a bit of a rough zone, but it's a walk in the park compared to where we are.
Sounds better than where we're currently at. Yeah.
The name Pleasant Valley is a bit of an inside joke. Could also call it Blizzard Valley, because it does tend to get a lot of long blizzards. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Of course, it's also a lot more built up.
It looks windy now.
Yep, and it's snowing, this is the kind of weather that could very well be the precursor to a blizzard. So I'm gonna hurry it on up.
Oop. Rope.
Yep. So we can climb on down. And unfortunately, going down isn't as difficult as going up these things.
Wood? Was that wood?
Yeah, that was, but I'm not getting off to pick it up right now. We'll find our wood someplace else.
Fair enough.
Or maybe some...
a hut.
Well, the ruins of
an outhouse. That's what the other one is.
Oh, this will be useful when we find a
hello.
gun to
hello,
shoot
baby.
It. When you find a gun to shoot it from.
Please be in the backpack.
Well, there we go. There's our firewood.
Yeah, there was more in the cabin too, right?
Yeah, I picked some up.
Like one piece of it.
Yeah, I picked it up as well as the nose tool
Can you
by
not
the
check
outhouse.
outhouses?
Well, you can't enter them if that's what you mean. But we could enter this
Oh.
hatch,
Oh,
and it's
hello.
warm inside enough to not be freezing for once.
Huh. That's good.
And there's plenty of stuff to search, although there might be some things we won't be able to access right now, depending on the
Maybe at least
luck of the draw.
stuff to help start a fire, or yeah, it's at least.
Well, thankfully I decided to pick up this lamp.
Uh-huh.
That allows us to see what the heck we're doing
Ooh,
back in here.
cardboard. Great.
Hacksaw.
Ow.
If we'd had one of those earlier,
Good.
then then I could have used it to go and take care of some stuff. Don't really want to carry 2 lanterns around with me, so I'll just leave that one there for now. Book, that'll be useful. Those books make it a lot easier to start a fire, like a higher success rate. Then there's a couple of other kind of books that I picked up that you can read and train up your skills.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll have to remember that I've got this locker here that I couldn't search. Just taking one last look around, see if there's anything hidden underneath, on top of.
Can you
or
take the
behind
cloth
something.
for anything?
This I'd have to process it, which probably I might as well, because it'll take a little while to warm up. Anyways, I just don't want to waste my lamp fuel while I'm doing that.
Right.
Probably gonna have to spend the night here at this point, anyways. And by the time we wake up in the morning, we'll probably
Fishing.
be running out of water. But right now, I was gonna see here if I have enough stuff to do. I'm gonna want to do the hand wraps. That'll take up almost
Could
all my
use
cloth.
hand wraps.
Could also use a head wrap. That's, I think, the one I'll start with. That'll help give us a little bit more cold. It'll also give us protection from frostbite on our head, at least. And now we're up to +5 warmth bonus, +1 wind chill protection.
Very good, very good.
Which is all coming from the shoes, sport vest, and plaid shirt. And there's not much else I can do other than maybe have a couple of cattails to keep my food up.
Right.
And then what we can do is make use of one of these books. So I'll start with the small arms one and learn more about using that revolver for when we should find it. Hopefully we get that done before it gets too dark. All right. So that was an hour past. Can't find the bed. There it is. Yeah, I was just like staring at a black screen in case any of you are able to see anything more than that. If you're not, I'm sorry about that, but not much I can do about it right now. Right.
Sleeping heals you too, right?
It does. Speaking of which, I almost forgot. Before I go to sleep, I want to prepare these so I can later on, when I get a chance to start up a fire, I can go ahead and, which I'm going to need to do in the morning anyways, to get some more water. I can make up some birch bark tea, and that'll help with faster recovery as well, because I'm definitely going to run out of water at some point during the night.
Mm.
So right now I was going to go ahead and actually I think I'm going to need to eat something before I go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized our calorie store was getting a little bit low. I was actually just noticing this thing over here. I guess that's the new vitamin C mechanic, which came with the latest update and introduces scurvy if you don't get enough vitamin C for your character. You can get scurvy.
Scurvy not be good.
It certainly is not. I don't know what the effects of it are yet, but I would expect that it's not going to be something pleasant. Now, with the condition recovery we're going to get from this sleep, though, that'll most certainly be pleasant.
Oh, yeah.
And that is the last of our water. And soon to be the last of our food, too.
Mm-hmm.
Other than whatever calories we can get from this cup of coffee.
Well, fortunately, we've already found a couple of places to rest and recuperate with supplies in both areas.
Yep.
So that's promising, I would think.
I would say just about to morning, the sun's just peeking up over the head, and with that, I would say we can call this an end to episode 1 of The Long Dark. So this has been Seriously Unserious. Also forgot to introduce my colleague, Lance Corporal Hawk, who is joining us for color commentary.
Yellow.
So, yeah. So sorry about that,
Or in
guys.
this case, hopefully we would see more orange and red because fire good.
Yes,
but the
it
white
is.
and blue of the snow and ice, no good.
Exactly. So this has been episode 1 of The Long Dark. This has been Seriously Unserious, joined by Lance Corporal Hawk. And we will see you in episode 2.
Goodbye.